China has never given in to external pressure. Pressure from the outside will only encourage our people to work even harder and be even more focused on our economic development. If you look at it another way, external pressure can be a driving force in our pursuit of innovation and growth.
Well, for more on this latest development, let's bring in our Beijing correspondent, Katrina Yu. Katrina, thanks for being with us. First of all, it might sound rather odd to our viewers, but soybeans are one of the most important products to be targeted here. Just why is that?
That's right. Well, China is the world's largest importer of soybeans, and last year it bought about $14 billion worth of soybeans from the US. Now, this is an extremely important commodity for the US and for Trump, because most of the states which produce soybeans are states which have voted or which have supported Trump politically. So this is a particular pressure point that the Chinese government is pushing by imposing these tariffs. Now, not only that, soybeans are a high-stakes move for China. Many people had thought that China would stay away. It's simply too sensitive to touch, because by doing this, China also risks inflating its own domestic prices, and it relies on these U.S. imports of soybeans for animal feed to help fuel the growing appetite for meat in China, as well as for cooking oil. So it definitely is a big move and a surprise move for many.
Now, Katrina, China has also been very quick to remind Washington that this whole tit-for-tat was started by President Trump in the first place.
That's right. So we've seen a big move from China today with announcing soybeans and planes, commodities bought in huge quantities from China, but it is quick to remind the U.S. that this is a war that, was some punches first swung by the U.S. earlier this year, starting with 30% tariffs on solar panels and washing machines in February. And then, of course, we saw tariffs 25% on steel and some tariffs on aluminium also last month. So this is something that the U.S. have ventured into. Trump himself tweeted that trade wars are good and easy to win. So this is simply China calling his bluff. And they're also saying that the U.S. should not be surprised. China has maintained this message that it's not afraid of a trade war. Look, it doesn't want one, but it's not afraid to fight back. And I think today we very much saw Beijing come through on those promises.
Katrina Yu in Beijing, thank you very much for being with us.